Meet the North Korean princess Kim Jong-Un's little sister, Kim Yo Jong.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, it's okay. We don't blame you. Did you think that there was no one scarier and more ruthless than the North Korean murderous dictator Kim Jong-Un? Turns out that his very own sister, who's probably going to be his successor to reign North Korea, is actually way worse than him. But don't take our word for it. Stay tuned till the end as we unveil how Kim Jong-Un's sister, Kim Yo Jong, is someone even Chuck Norris has his concerns about. Kim Yo Jong is the youngest child of the former dictator Kim Jong-il. She was born in 1987 or 1989 as per various reports or depending on what mood she's in. She spent her childhood in Switzerland just like her brother. But the reason why they were sent to study in Switzerland was not for them to learn about democracy or how to become better leaders or better human beings even. No, they actually had to go there to hide from the North Korean elites. Why? Glad you asked. Well, that's because both Kim Jong-Un and Kim Yo Jong share a mother who was not the main wife of Kim Jong-il, but instead she was one of his concubines. Yup, looks like our old Kim Jong-il was a dictator and a player. Some reports suggest that she later became his fourth wife, but who's counting?
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Now, in North Korean society, morality, at least on the outside, is super important. And if Jong-il's relationship with other women apart from his main wife had surfaced, he'd not have been able to become such a role model in the eyes of his people. So, to hide his children from another woman, he sent them to Switzerland. Yo Jong even had to change her name there and become Park Mi-yang. But after hiding for many years, both siblings returned to North Korea, where Kim Jong-un ultimately replaced his father and became the deadly dictator we know today. And Kim Yo Jong went on to continue her education at Kim Il-sung University. But even her degree is suspicious. They say that after only 6 months, Yo Jong got her degree in computer science.
She was just crazy smart and really manipulative and
The woman is full of surprises. I mean, her whole life is a mystery. Anyway, after completing her almost fake degree, she served as one of her father's advisories in 2009 while he was the supreme leader. However, Kim Yo Jong didn't really come to the attention of the world until she took part in the Third Workers' Party of Korea, WPK, conference in 2010, and then went to her father's funeral the following year with her brother. Her accomplishment to become the first North Korean politician to set foot in South Korea in nearly 70 years at the Winter Olympics in 2018 proved her quick ascent through the brutally competitive ranks of North Korea's leadership. Following this diplomatic triumph, her profile improved as she became her brother's right hand at various high-profile meetings with the Chinese and the US presidents. And in 2014, she became the deputy director of the Propaganda and Agitation Department, and that is where her talent started to shine. She was in charge of producing and spreading propaganda to North Korean citizens, making sure that all the news goes through several rounds of checks to ensure that no one says anything bad about the Kims. And through their propaganda, they try to make people believe that King Jong-Un is nothing short of God, and he and the rest of the Kim family should be worshipped like gods too.
He's not my God, he is God.
Basically, anything and everything that goes out to the public, even any posters that are put up, all pieces of art or music compositions that support the Kims have to go through Kim Yo Jong first. It only shows what a control freak Kim Yo Jong is, just like her brother, or perhaps even worse than him. Since September 2021, she's also served as a member of the State Affairs Commission of North Korea, the only woman on the panel.
She was very ambitious.
Obviously, she has several feathers in her cap, but there's an additional factor that makes her extremely powerful in North Korea. She's reportedly married to Cho Song, the younger son of the Korean Workers' Party secretary Cho Ryong-hae. Cho Ryong-hae is the second most powerful man in North Korea after Kim Jong-Un. He's a general and has control of the North Korean military, and you can bet that the fourth largest army in the world is well trained to prevent the North Korean public from rising up and revolting against the regime. Do you see what this means? With Yo Jong's father-in-law being in charge of all this, wouldn't this give the ultimate power to Yo Jong if she becomes the ruler? Now, we're going to get to the crazy and ruthless stuff she's done so far in a minute, but for now, let me quickly tell you why there's a high chance of her becoming the next ruler of North Korea. See, the country's running out of potential candidates, with many possible male heirs having been executed or assassinated by the famous dictators themselves. The list of people includes Kim Jong-Nam, Kim Jong-Un's half-brother who was murdered with the nerve agent VX at Kuala Lumpur Airport in Malaysia in 2017. This guy was openly critical of his brother's ruthless regime. And then another potential candidate was his uncle, Jang Song-thaek, but he was reportedly executed by firing squad in 2013 after being accused of being a counter-revolutionary.
Gone, gone, gone.
So you see, the dictatorship has been killing its own people to solidify its regime. But now there's a crisis that goes in Kim Yo Jong's favor. As per recent reports, Kim Jong Un mysteriously disappeared for a month, and when he reappeared in the public, he seemed rather unwell. He lost a lot of weight, but not in a healthy way. Also, given the fact that he's a heavy drinker and smoker, it seems that he's not in good shape at all. Also, what adds to all this is that Kim Jong-Un announced Yo Jong to be the party representative. This is something that's never happened in North Korean history. I mean, technically, Kim Jong-Un, who's like the king, was announcing somebody who could replace him in the party. It almost seemed like Kim Jong-Un was preparing for his death. If Kim Jong-Un dies right now, his son is only 13 years old and is too young to replace him. The only person right now that can take his place and become the supreme leader until Kim Jong-un's son grows up is Kim Yo Jong. Because in the North Korean kingdom, blood is all that matters, and it's been reported that she's the actual brain behind most of the decisions that Kim Jong-un takes. If this is true, and if she's really the mastermind behind all the crap that goes on in North Korea, what do you think will happen when she actually takes her brother's position?
Total disaster.
You might think that because she's young, Western educated, and the fact that she's a woman, she might be a better leader, but her record shows otherwise. There are even rumors about her being addicted to crystal meth because unlike her family, who were all on the bulkier side, she's extremely skinny and her pale complexion makes experts believe that she's an addict. Also, given the fact that one of North Korea's income streams of roughly $7 billion a year comes from dealing crystal meth to the Middle East and Asia.
You want to cook crystal meth?
Can you imagine North Korea run by a jumpy, paranoid meth addict? I mean, just look at her. This lady blows up and destroys things, and she has a really foul mouth. In 2018, Kim Yo Jong condemned the offenders as human scum and mongrel dogs when South Korea launched anti-Kim Jong-Un leaflets in balloons that were organized by defectors and their US backers. She then made a bomb threat against the Inter-Korean Liaison Officer, which facilitates communication between the two nations. A day later, the building blew up. It's a no-brainer who was behind the bombing.
She's a criminal. Criminals are hot.
She's already started showing her true colors. Recently, she spewed insults at the South Korean and the US presidents. When the South Korean leader, Moon Jae-in, called for peace in the Korean peninsula, Kim Yo Jong insulted him and said that he seems to be insane, though he appears to be normal outwardly. Recently, South Korea made an audacious offer to provide food, energy, and infrastructural support to Pyongyang in exchange for its decision to give up its nuclear weapons. And what do you think was North Korea's response to this offer? They launched 2 cruise missiles at the same time the South Korean president's news conference was going on. And then Kim Yo Jong attacked South Korea with a string of insults for considering new sanctions against the North, calling its president and his government idiots and a running wild dog gnawing on a bone given by the US. So a lady who's been trained under the worst dictators of our time, who has a nasty temperament and a foul mouth, zero diplomacy or tolerance for world peace, the question is whether Kim Jong-un's sister will improve things if she takes over, keeps things as they are, or starts her own horrifying regime that would make her brother and father look like saints compared to her.